Something is making you dumber. And the worst part, you don't even notice. Because it's fast, it's easy, it's pleasurable. Just open a tab, click a video, watch for 5 minutes, and boom! The pleasure comes, fast, shallow, and noisy. But what comes after that, no one talks about. What comes after is silence, emptiness, a less sharp brain, a less creative mind, and a soul increasingly numb. You might think I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. And I'll prove it to you. With every easy click, you're building a road in your brain, and the more you walk it, the wider it gets, more paved, better lit. But while that road to quick pleasure is getting stronger, all the others start collapsing. The path of creativity, it fades. Patience, it weakens. The road of real achievement, effort, and self-control becomes overgrown. The Bible already said it. Everything is permissible for me, but not everything is beneficial. 1 Corinthians 6:12. You can choose that easy road every day, but don't expect to become a strong, wise, or respected man by walking it. Today, most people can't even use their imagination like our grandparents did. They read more, thought more, imagined more. If you took away a modern man's external stimuli, he'd probably get lost inside his own mind. That explains why we don't see geniuses like Einstein or Edison anymore. Because they came from hard times, times that forged tough men, real men. Today, times are easy. But weak men dominate the scene. And porn? It's the factory of the weakest men on earth. Because it demands nothing from you, not courage, not skill, not presence, not even conversation. You satisfy yourself without moving, without risk, without even taking a deep breath. And the price? You don't see it now, but you will. You'll see it when you're in a room with a real woman, and you don't know what to do. You'll see it when you can't focus on a deep conversation anymore. You'll see it when pleasure brings nothing but apathy. You'll see it when you're alone and don't know why. Your brain is being conditioned to avoid effort. And you know what the biggest problem with that is? Everything worthwhile requires effort. You want a real relationship? You'll need to win her. You'll need to listen, care, invest time, attention, and energy. But if your brain only understands immediate pleasure, you won't handle it. You'll want to hit the X on real life and open a new tab where everything's simpler. And that's how many men lose the woman they could have truly loved, because they chose what was easy. And then you ask me, but why does my brain work like this? Because it was made to protect you, to save energy. Biologically, it wants pleasure with the least effort possible, but spiritually, you weren't made to live on autopilot. Romans 12:2 says, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." In other words, it's your responsibility to reprogram your own brain. And that's possible. Your neurons reconnect, your mind can be trained, your will can be mastered, but only if you choose to step out of the bubble where everything is fast, easy, and shallow. Start small, finish a book, learn a new skill, resist the impulse for 5 minutes, then 10, then an hour, not to prove anything to anyone, but to regain control over your own mind. Because that's exactly what you're losing, control. You think you're in charge, but the truth is your brain has already been hijacked by cheap rewards, and this hijacking doesn't come armed. It comes subtle. It's in the palm of your hand, literally. Look around. How many men do you know who are strong in body, mind, and spirit? How many still have focus? How many can wait for something? How many have discipline? Does the answer scare you? It should. Because this is the battlefield of the century. And most men have already laid down their weapons without a fight. Anxiety explodes. Procrastination spreads. Addiction disguises itself as a hobby. And relationships? Shallow, fragile, rootless. because no one wants to dig deep. No one wants to pay the price. But listen, the great men of the Bible were not forged in comfort. Moses spent 40 years in the desert before leading a people. David was hunted by Saul before becoming king. Joseph was betrayed, sold, and imprisoned before being exalted. And you think you're going to build something real without resistance? You're not weak, you're just asleep. And it's time to wake up. If you're in a relationship right now, stop and ask yourself, are you truly present or just dragging yourself on autopilot? When was the last time you spoke heart to heart? When was the last time you looked into your partner's eyes and asked, are you really okay? True love can't survive on shortcuts. The mind of a man who loves must be awake. It must be sharp. It must be connected to God. And if you're single, understand this. The biggest mistake you can make is trying to find an incredible woman while you're still a mediocre man. Work on yourself. Strengthen yourself. Grow. Let your value speak louder than your appearance. Be so rare, so disciplined, so focused that people feel your presence before they even hear your voice. And yes, it is possible to change. It's possible to reprogram your brain. It's possible to overcome addiction. It's possible to become a man your current self wouldn't even recognize. But that doesn't come with a click. It comes with a decision. If you keep living by impulse, you'll end up somewhere you never wanted to be. Giving in to temptation is like taking the wrong shortcut. The path may look nice, the ride may even feel good, but the final destination is devastating. And remember, God didn't make you to be just another one. He made you in His image, strong, focused, led by the Spirit, not by your desires. Galatians 5:16 says, "Walk by the Spirit, and you will not gratify the desires of the flesh." So don't let your lowest instincts control you. Awaken the warrior within you. Discipline is your shield. Focus is your sword. God's presence is your armor, and your mission is clear. Become the man you were created to be. Don't live on autopilot. Don't lose yourself in pleasures that cost your greatness. Your mind was made to fly high, but you need to cut the weight that holds you down. This video isn't to judge you, it's to wake you up, because the truth is, the world is already full of sleeping, distracted, weak men. You don't need to be one more. So now, before you leave, take a deep breath. Silence everything around you. And ask yourself this question: am I living like a man or like a shadow of who I could be? If that question hurts, good. It was meant to. Now, if this video stirred something in you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a brother who's getting lost in this shallow world. Leave a comment below saying, "I choose to become a real man." That's it. Because every word you write reinforces your decision. And if you want to keep walking this path of transformation, subscribe to the channel now. This isn't light talk. This is sharpening for the mind, soul, and spirit. It's confrontation. It's awakening. Because you were made for more. And it's time to take back what the world tried to steal: your identity. See you in the next video. Focus, strength, faith.